I think it was set up.
All right, it's 10 o'clock, so we'll call this administrative meeting to order. I want to welcome everybody for being here today. Thankful for the rain, even though the weather is not the most beautiful today. I do want to, before we get started, I do want to acknowledge Mayor Saliba and Kimberly Trotter and Commissioner Ivy that showed up yesterday, as well as a few other folks at the Liberty Tree planting. Just had a small, very, very small, simple ceremony to commemorate the Liberty Tree planting in Houston County. Every county, my understanding is every county in America gets one of those. And the original Liberty Tree was the tree that the Sons of Liberty would gather under on the Boston, I believe the Boston Common, back before the Revolutionary War. The British used that elm tree for firewood during the siege of Boston. A descendant of that original Liberty Tree still exists, and so they gather seeds and grow the seedlings. And so the elm tree that we have now at the Farm Center is a descendant of the original Liberty Tree. I thought that was pretty neat. So anyway, thanks everybody showed up for that.
Chairman, also,
Yes.
and thanks to our maintenance crew that went and picked it up and also helped with making sure it got back safely.
That's right. They did the real work.
Yeah.
We just posed the photo. Y'all know how that works. Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Good team as well. All right. Any other comments before we get started? Okay. All right. We have 3 items under awards and presentations. Item number 1 is National Police Week. We have proclamation. Any objections to placing that item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 2 is a proclamation for National Salvation Army Week. Major Linda Payton, Corps Officer from the Salvation Army. She will be here. This will be the last time that she is with us with this. She is retiring. She's having a retirement luncheon, I want to say next week. Thursday. Next Thursday. Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 3, Mr. Charles McKinley reached out to me. He is putting on an event called Freedom Ignited. He wants to be here to describe that event and invite the commission to that event as well. Any objection to placing that item on the agenda?
No objection.
All right, moving on to the proposed regular agenda, we have 6 proposed items. Item number 1 is a request to adopt resolution for municipal water pollution prevention program. This is something that we do every year.
Yep.
And feel free to ask all the questions you want to, but I will not be able to answer any of them. Any questions or discussion on this item?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda? Hearing no objections, I will place that on the agenda. Item number 2 is a request for a 020 restaurant retail liquor license, Agave Azul, located at 14750 West US Highway 84, Suite A, Newton, Alabama 36352. It's actually in Wicksburg, old Hardy's restaurant location. Any questions, comments on this item? Any discussion? Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No, sir.
Item number 3 is a request to approve contract for architectural services for concession stand project at Cottonwood Sports Complex. Let's see the letter in the packet. We have, there's a resolution. We met extensively about this item on Monday. This Cottonwood Sports Complex project has not gone, I think, as smooth or as quickly as anybody would have wanted. It's just a lot of legal complexities have gotten in the way. But we own this property now. It's in our name. The school board, if you remember, I think a meeting or a couple of meetings ago, donated this property to the county. So we own the property. So we have to approve everything. Everything has to be bid out according to the Public Works law. But we are. Because this is a project for Cottonwood, we're not getting into choosing vendors necessarily, or I think it would be the correct position for us to not have any opinion about what gets built. This is dealing with the lodging tax funds that we are really spending on their behalf. It's the way this project's kind of worked out. So Cottonwood has submitted a request to us for us to engage the architect Billy Snell to do the design work for this project. After that is done, we will have to bid that project out. So that'll be an item we'll have to vote in the future to approve that bid. It comes in the budget. But that's what this is. That's who the town wants to use. That's who the parent organization wants to use. So it'd be my recommendation that we approve this as requested by the town of Cottonwood. But I'll entertain any questions on this item. Commissioner Adams, do you have any comments on this?
No, but like I said, it's been a process, and this is just the next step to getting everything done for them.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody's patience. This has been trying at some times. So, any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 4 is a request to approve budget amendment in the amount of $75,000 for Gordon Boat Landing Road repair. So this is money being received. So we worked out a deal. The Port Authority is going to reimburse us partially for some of the work that we did, not on the boat landing project, but on the boat landing road repair. So, a lot of times when you're hauling dirt, rocks, just tear up the road. So we got to go back and fix the road. And they wanted to help us out, help fund some of that work. So this is $75,000 that we are receiving from the Houston County Port Authority for work that really has already been done. So any questions on this item?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 5 is a request to sell 16 dump trucks and purchase 16 new dump trucks with no additional money requested as current fiscal year fund utilized and approve accompanying budget amendment. So Barkley called me last week, and he is not here today. They're up at the event conference in Perdido, along with Chief Administrative Officer. But he called me last week, and we have an opportunity. We didn't buy dump trucks, didn't have that in the budget this year. That market had changed. For a little while, we were selling dump trucks for more money than it costs to buy new dump trucks. The market is not quite as strong as it used to be, but we did get contacted from a firm requesting to buy our dump trucks. There is a guarantee. The price that we have to acquire the new dump trucks, the difference between the price we would sell it and the price that we would purchase new dump trucks would be, I want to say about $90,000.
Yes.
I think it's about $90,000. But they're not asking for any additional funds from the general fund. They're going to utilize some unused funds for that. But if we can get rid of, just call it 16 year and a half, almost 2-year-old dump trucks, and get 16 brand new dump trucks for less than $100,000, I think we need to take that deal every day of the week. So
Absolutely.
Anyway, any questions on this item?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 6 is request to sell 32 chemical totes on GovDeals. I have no idea what a chemical tote is, but if y'all have any questions, I'm sure y'all can ask Barkley on Monday. When that gets back. Okay, well, there we go. Plastic container. Any questions or objections to placing this item on the agenda?
To have an alibi, Chairman, is what we're getting that for.
So any items to be considered adding to Monday's agenda?
Sure, sir.
Okay, you had one.
I just want to make sure we met Mayfair in Ashford on Saturday. Gonna be a pretty big event. They got set up and looking for a great attendance, seeing what can come.
Okay,
Saturday.
this Saturday
Correct.
in Ashford.
Correct. Hopefully the weather's gonna,
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments?
No, sir.
All right, this time I'll
Chairman.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
I signed up to
Sure.
speak with
Thank you.
George Trotter, and I never spoke on that.
Record.